Hi YouTube friends, it's Tom here. Welcome. Join me because today we're making another paracord bracelet. This one is a yin-yang bracelet made with snake knots and a mandala knot as the centerpiece. So I'm doing this one in purple and yellow because it shows up better on camera, and I started this one off by fusing the two pieces together, and then we are going to tie a snake knot. So just move that fuse section down a little bit so we can cover it up with our first knot. And I want to start this one by taking the left strand right around that right hand strand. And then I want to switch those strands over. And then take the end of the yellow strand and tuck it down through that right hand loop. So that's our first snake knot, and tighten it up and just maneuver as best you can so that this fused section is hidden within the knot. So just adjust the knot as you need to hide that fuse. And then adjust the loop so it's about 1 centimeter or half an inch. And then we just need to continue tying snake knots. So I'll take this left hand strand right around that right hand strand, switch them over, and then I'm going to take the end of that left strand down through the right loop, and then work this snake knot up against the first one. And then we will just tie another snake knot. So left strand right around the right strand, switch these strands over, and then take that left strand down through that right loop. And then continue tying snake knots until you get almost to the center of your bracelet, and then we can tie our mandala knot. So once you get to around about the center of your bracelet, we can tie this mandala knot, and this should sit right in the center, so measure it out against your wrist. And to tie it, I'm just going to take this bottom strand out of the way and start by forming an overhand loop. Then I'm going to tuck the working end through that loop, forming an overhand knot. Going to bring that strand around one more time, and then tuck the working end straight through the center of the knot. And we're going to leave this portion loose and then flip our bracelet upside down. And we're going to tie the exact same knot but with our other strand, and we're going to connect these two knots together. So start by threading your other strand through the first knot, and then bring it around to form an overhand loop. Now, second time through, I want to go through the loop of the yellow strand and also through the center of our first knot. And then I want to bring that strand around again. And this time I want to come up through only the two loops of our top knot. And then we just need to proceed to tighten these down. So now we have the general shape of the mandala knot, but we need to move it close to our snake knots, so we need to feed slack all the way through. Pull it up close to the snake knots and then take out the slack, and you have to do that for the other side as well. So there's the general shape. I'm going to have to tighten this up a little bit more and then we'll get back. So that's our mandala knot tightened up, and now we can continue with our snake knots. So I'll just show one more here. Left strand right around that right hand strand. Switch those strands over, and then take the working end and feed it through that right hand loop. And tighten that one right up against the mandala knot, and then continue tying your snake knots down until you get to the end of your bracelet. Once you get down to the end, last thing we need to do is tie a button. So take that right strand and form a loop coming in below the two center strands, and then with your left strand form a loop above the two center strands, and then take your right strand up through the right loop and the left strand down through the left loop, and then tighten up your button, pulling directly outwards, and then we just need to cut and singe the excess. So grab a pair of scissors, cut off the excess and singe them off with a lighter. So there you have it, the mandala knot and snake knot paracord bracelet. If you like this kind of thing, feel free to hit the subscribe button, because here we talk about all kinds of different knots. Thanks for watching. I like you all, and I will see you on the next video.